what you got. Oh, I can't see tomorrow. Gotta live, try to get a little wiggle room, the rest don't stop. Quid pro quo, I need the best y'all got. Tryna make a dollar, flip it like it's vinyl. Tryna make a way. What's it worth to you if the price too high? Quid pro quo, I need the best y'all got. Give me your best. Don't say nothing less, cause I'm giving you 100. How you always leaving me with nothing? I'm not impressed. It's gonna take more than this, cause I'm giving you 100. And I don't even know if I can trust you for nothing.
All right. Good morning. How's everybody this morning? Oh my gosh, it is Friday here in the world. Welcome to January the 13th. My name is Aaron Dwyer, and I am happy that Teal and Carrie are here. Good morning, y'all. Good that you're here this morning. It's good to be up and going. I don't know if this 75 hard. I'm not sure if it's 75 hard that's doing it or just other stuff, but man, it has been hard to get my butt out of the bed at 4 o'clock in the morning. It has been tough, but good morning to you guys. My name is Aaron Dwyer, and I'm one of the broker owners of Exit Realty Lake Country. If you didn't know that, if you're watching this later, not watching this live now, and you're not part of this stream, you may see this on YouTube. You may see this on another Facebook page later. I'm one of the broker owners of Exit Realty Lake Country. We do this every single morning, 5:30 Central, 6:30 Eastern, and get up and just talk about some things. And I'm trying to motivate sometimes and inspire sometimes and cry sometimes, laugh sometimes. So hope you enjoy this, and I'm looking forward to a good morning with you guys. And I got a couple of ideas. I almost think this morning I wanted to let you guys sort of whatever y'all wanted to talk about. If we get a big enough crowd to have a pretty cool conversation. The crowd's been sparse lately. I don't know what's going on. Everybody was clamoring for all the people that were clamoring for these calls to come back, and then none of them show up for calls. So it's been kind of like interesting. But I am so happy to be here with y'all this morning. We got some people in the nation. So good morning, Exit Realty Lake Country Nation page. Hope you guys will stay and join us. You'll have to tell me good morning. I guess you can comment on this. Good morning, Vanessa. And those of you that are on the Nation page, good morning. Those of you, all these agents, good morning. If you're up with us, you know the drill. You just put a little comment in the comment box and say good morning so they know that you're here, and then we'll get rocking and rolling. For those of you that are 75 harders, good morning, Michelle Tilson, day 13. I'm telling you, 75 hard, yesterday was my hardest day. I'm just going to tell you. And it started off like gangbusters. I had a fantastic morning. Had a really cool lunch with an old friend, and it just got to be towards the end of the day. After practice, sun went down, had to cook dinner, had to do all the stuff that you have to do at the end of your day. That last workout was a booger, I'm going to tell you. So I'm trying to get that scheduled. My first workout I've got scheduled into the day. The first workout is fantastic. It's the second workout that I don't quite have figured out yet when to do it. And when I get to doing it too late, it's hard to do it at the house. Honestly, how y'all work out at home all the time. That is so hard for me to motivate myself to work out at home. So I did a little HIIT thing last night. Oh, Diane, you made me tear up this morning. Thank you. Thank you. That means a lot to me. It means a lot. Thank you. So this morning, I kind of wanted to be some, that's really sweet, Diane. I'm going to have to collect myself here in a second. It's Friday the 13th. It's a wonderful day in the neighborhood. Jason Voorhees comes and visits tonight. I'm just teasing. I'm playing. as a young kid, I never got into all that stuff. Oh, you can't see this one? Hang on. Uh-huh. And I haven't mentioned this, you know what? I'm not going to. I'm not going to. We're just gonna. We're again. Y'all remember me saying before the the view in the rear the rear view mirror view hardly ever changes. When we look back into the past and we try to evaluate and see all the things that are in the past, that view never changes. That stuff's already happened. You can't do anything about the things in the past. The only thing that you can do are the things moving forward from this present moment and the next present moment and the next present moment. And I think that's the big challenge for a lot of us is being present in the present moment. I thought about this morning. I was making coffee, and it's funny how all these things just kind of roll through your head. But I got just again being super transparent. My alarm goes off at 4. For the last 3 days, I've hit the snooze button at least twice. I don't know if I'm not sleeping well. I'm going to bed around 11:30, maybe 12 midnight. So I don't know if I'm not sleeping well or what's going on, but I'm waking up at 4 in the morning when the alarm goes off. I am snoozing. I am snoozing. And I thought when I got up, man, I'm gonna need a nap today. I'm gonna need to catch up at some point today. And I'm looking through my schedule, and then I start feeling guilty about, well, you can't do that. If you take a nap, then you're not working, you're not doing these other things. And then that's the challenge for a lot of us, man. Good morning, Anna. That's the challenge for a lot of us is when we in our heart, right? When our heart says we need to do this, when your heart says you need to take it, because sometimes your body says you need to rest. Sometimes your brain says you need to rest. And your spirit says, good morning, Laren. Sometimes your mind says, your body says, your spirit says, just be quiet, be still. I mean, the Bible and the Bible, most of us who are raised in the Christian tradition, the Bible says, be still. It says, be still, know that I'm God. It says, listen for the still small voice. There's nothing in the Bible that says, just go be busy. Just go be so busy that you run around and drive yourself crazy. Just go be busy. Just fill your day with crazy stuff, because when you're filling your day with crazy stuff and just doing stuff constantly, that gets you closer to heaven. That's not what the Bible says. And if you look, I bet if you looked at the Torah, if you looked at the Quran, if you looked at all these different religious, the Book of Mormon, all these different religious texts that are out there that were written in the heart of expressing God to humans, that if you looked at those, every single one of those would say, y'all, it's okay to chill. It's really okay to take some time to chill. And man, in this business, in this real estate, I'm feeling it right now. I'm telling you. So first of the year, there have been some changes. And in the first of the year, looking at some things differently, there's some things that are probably going to be changing, and some things coming up that are challenging, changing, altering, modifying, whatever word you want to use and whatever word you want to put in that blank. But as a result of that, I'm looking at the fact that I'm going to start putting a little more focus into, personal real estate business that I've not been doing in 4 years. The only personal real estate business that I've done in the last 4 years has just been things that come. And so, hey, let me give you some encouragement. I'm going to give you some encouragement right now. I had this conversation yesterday with a friend of mine who's also in the real estate business. He works at EXP. Another story, another day. You can ask me about that and I'll tell you in person, but another story for another day. Really great friend. I got really pissed off, and I'm just being honest. But as I started my business at the beginning of the year, I said, you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to do the things that I've been training everybody to do. I'm just going to do the things that I know work in this business. So I bought a pack of cards on Amazon, Happy New Year cards on Amazon. I sent every single one of Jagger's teammates' parents a Happy New Year card. Hey, I'd love to help you. If you ever hear anybody looking to buy or sell, I'll be your guy. Because they all live, they all live in really nice neighborhoods in Brentwood, Franklin, Nolensville. I mean, they all live in really big houses. So I sent a pack of cards to all of them. Also started sending packs of Happy New Year cards to my past clients with a little card reminding them I'm still alive, reminding them that I'm still in the business, reminding them that I'm not. It's crazy how the stories get around, but that I'm not in Georgia full time, that I'm still here doing real estate, yada, yada, yada. Well, I followed up those cards like I tell you to do in about 3 days with some phone calls. So I start calling my past clients. In the first 5 calls I made to my past clients, I got two listing possibilities. As a result of that, I've done a listing agreement already. I've got a house that a guy wants to buy, and it's going to be kind of weird, but hopefully it'll work. But I've written a listing, and y'all, it's the 13th day of January, and all I've done is sent a pack of cards and made some phone calls, and I've gotten 2 listings already, and they're not going to be small. They're going to be one's like over 400, the other one's going to be probably 500 or 600. They're trying to buy a $500,000 or $600,000 house. But this action and this activity now is bringing activity to my listing in Hendersonville. This is the big one that's trying to work. So my point is, I kind of diverted points there because I was talking about being still, and now I'm talking about being busy. But I guess here's where I was going. I'm super busy now. Now the phone's ringing. Now I've got people calling me. I don't know if Anna remembers this. I'm not sure who else is on here that was there that night. Anna remembers this because we had to stop on the side of the road for Anna. So there's a guy in Nashville who we met. What event was that, Anna, when we were here? It was an event where we were all here. And needless to say, Anna needed to stop before we made it all the way home. It was a GAR conference. It was the week of the GAR conference. So the GAR conference, we meet a guy named Singh. Singh is he drives. I got a high end. We were trying to get an Uber downtown. I find this guy, get in the car with us, the black Escalade. We're all in. There's Jamal and Anthony and Anna and Kristen and Christy and me. I don't know who else was in there. I think that was it. And we're all in this Escalade driving in, and Singh's talking about all the things that he does. And he finds out we're in real estate. He goes, "Oh my gosh, people call me all the time. They come to Nashville, they rent my vehicles," because he owns a high-end Escalade service. So he does high-end vehicles all through town. And he says, people call me when they come to town and they'll rent, they'll contract me for 2 or 3 days, and they'll go look at neighborhoods because they're wanting to move to Nashville. I don't know if y'all heard this. Nashville's a pretty hot spot. In-N-Out Burger just decided to come to Nashville. So In-N-Out Burger is going to open a corporate office. Their Eastern region corporate office, In-N-Out Burger, is going to be in Franklin, Tennessee. Another 200, 300 jobs, people coming here. I mean, Nashville's a pretty hot spot. So Singh says, we're in real estate. I always have people. Cool. I get a phone call from Singh yesterday. He said, I got some people looking for a house. They're probably in 3 to 5 million. I think they're probably going to be about 2.5 million. So I'm going to give him your name, give him your number, and let you do what you do. Okie doke. Then he calls me back and he says, hey, I just got a contract with Uber down in Fort Lauderdale. You know anybody in Fort Lauderdale? Because I'm going to have a house down there because I'm going to start a luxury service in Fort Lauderdale. Can you help me? Yep, sure can. So my point is, I'm busy. My point was, it's super easy to get super busy in this business. It's super easy to get super busy in life. I got a kid that plays travel hockey. I've got another Cade now that's playing volleyball and is going to start playing tournaments. And I have all of you guys to help. And I've got my stuff. And I've got me and Christy and Zeke and Carson and Laney and Logan and all the stuff that happens. It's super easy to get super busy in this life. But the Bible doesn't say, hey, get as busy as you can get, because that's how you get closer to the kingdom of heaven. Get as busy as you get, because that's how you get closer to enlightenment. Get as busy as you can get, because that's what's going to help you find your true north. None of that is said anywhere. So it's super easy to get super busy and lose focus on what really matters. And sometimes when we lose connection to what truly matters, we get into that place of being frustrated. We get into that place where our ego starts to ask us questions. And our ego starts to ask us questions like, is this really what you're supposed to be doing? Is this really your purpose in life? Do you really think that's the most valuable use of your time? Or should you go do this? Why don't you, because this feels like X, here's what your ego tells you, because you're feeling like this, just why don't you go over there and do that? And so for a lot of us, instead of being quiet and being still and being silent, we'll pick up our phone and start scrolling TikTok. Instead of being still and being silent, we'll get on a Facebook group and start shooting text messages. Instead of being still and being silent and being quiet and separating from all those noise, all that noise and all the nuisance and all the distraction that's out there, instead of being still and quiet, we'll fill up that still and quiet time with noise, with nuisance, with distraction, with social media, with Facebook, with TikTok. That's what we do. So my encouragement to you today is take some time. If you're feeling stressed, if you're feeling tired, it's the 13th day of January, and I promise you, I'm already tired. I've just now gotten really, the phone's ringing now. Carrie, and I'm telling you, Carrie says her ADD brain doesn't do quiet at all very well. Y'all, I understand what you're saying, and I completely get that. And I don't want to get off on a subject here, but here's my challenge. In Eastern culture, I'm sorry for snorting. I don't know why I'm a little congested. I apologize. It's kind of nasty. In the Eastern, in Eastern religions, right? Good morning, Facebook, Millie. How are you? In Eastern religions, they call it monkey mind. They call our ADD, and in Western cultures, we call it ADD, right? And we prescribe medicines, and we try to medicate your mind to go slower. When in fact, in Eastern religions, good morning, Miss Brenda. In Eastern culture, in Eastern tradition, they call it monkey mind. And so when you get into and I want to use this word meditation, when you get into this, and that's because that's what they call it. Southern Baptists call it quiet time, and Christians call it prayer time, and whatever word it is, but sitting in silence, Eastern folks call it meditation. And in that meditation practice, the reason they want you to meditate, and meditate actually means to learn thyself, to learn yourself. But when you get in that, they call it your monkey mind. And the meditation is to quiet your monkey mind, because like a monkey, I don't know if you've ever seen a monkey running around, and there's some TikTok videos that Jagger has shown me. This will never happen, not in a million years. I'm going to say it just because it's true, or because it's funny, or because it's what he said. But there's no chance, if you're watching this is ever going to happen. He wants a monkey. And he shows me these TikTok videos of these people who have these little monkeys who live in their house. They wear diapers. It's actually the cutest thing, one of the cutest things I've ever seen. They mess with a dog. They jump all over the house. It's absolutely hilarious, but we're never getting a monkey. But my point is, when you watch these TikTok videos, the monkey's going from the table to the counter, from the counter to the couch. He's running through the house going crazy, sliding under the tables. He's doing things like 100 miles an hour. That's what your brain does. Your brain jumps from the table to the counter, from the counter to the couch to the outside to go picking up the kids, from the kids to I got to make cookies, and making cookies, I got to make dinner, and now I got to go try to work out, or now I got to go, oh my gosh, I got to call clients. And that's your monkey mind. That's your mind that's just racing. That's your physical mind that's racing. And while it's very hard to stop that, the true power, the true enlightenment, the true connection comes when you can shut that monkey mind down, be quiet, no distractions, close your eyes and just breathe. Close your eyes and just talk to God. Close your eyes and just pray. Close your eyes and just sit in who you were created to be. Part of my conversation yesterday, it's funny. I mean, the guy that I had lunch with yesterday is the guy that started me on back in 2000 and 2007, probably 2007. When I met this guy originally, he's the one that introduced me to different energy, different vibration, different mindset. And I thought he was kooky as heck. I did. I thought, man, this dude is crazy as all get out. That boy is crazier than a sprayed roach. I thought that. Because he was talking about energy and vibration and all the things we can do. And we have these conversations in this office with another guy who believed completely opposite that we believed. But now, how many years later? 17 years later, I've come back around and I'm like, maybe it wasn't so hokey after all. Because one of the things he said to me yesterday, we're sitting there having a conversation and we're having a pretty in-depth conversation. He says, he looked at me and he goes, look, what I'm saying to you right now, I'm speaking to Aaron Dwyer, but I'm not speaking to the Aaron Dwyer that's sitting right here in front of me. I'm speaking to the Aaron Dwyer that's who you were created to be, which is a wholly different deal. So these calls in the morning, I'm speaking to you because you're listening with your ears and you're watching this with your physical eyes, you're listening with your physical ears, and you're processing this information with a physical brain. But I'm truly trying to talk to that thing inside you, deep down in here, is who you were created to be. That's who I'm trying to talk to. I'm trying to speak to something and make it resonate in your spirit, make it resonate inside your guts, make it resonate inside who you are. Because as soon as it registers inside who you truly are, as soon as I figure out who I truly am, and I'm able to connect to source, I'm able to connect to God, I'm able to connect to that higher power, and I'm able to tether my insides, my core, my me, myself. Y'all felt it when you have those moments where the chills, you get those chills. You had those moments when you're sitting there, and it may be when you're looking at your daughter, maybe when it's looking at your son, maybe when it's sitting with your spouse, maybe it's when you're sitting on the back porch watching a sunrise or a sunset, and you feel this overwhelming sense of peace just come over you. And you might get a chill, but it just feels like there's a breath of fresh air that just went through your body. Y'all, that's when you're connected to your source. That's when your vibration is up here. That's when you are exactly where you're supposed to be. I had a conversation with Jagger on the way to school yesterday, and we were talking about the feeling in his gut. Y'all, poor Jagger, he's been getting it the last 2 or 3 days, man. Y'all think y'all have got it bad on these calls, and you think I get in your butts, and you think I'm always trying to spout stuff to y'all on these calls. Poor Jagger, he can't run. He's stuck in a car. He's stuck there in a seatbelt, can't get out. And I'm doing 80 miles an hour down the road, and he can't get out. But we had this conversation, bless his heart. That boy just gets so much. Hopefully it turns out okay for him. But we were talking yesterday about his gut. Because the opposite of that feeling that I was just talking about is what I was talking about to Jagger yesterday. When you're doing something you're not supposed to do. Because he had a moment a couple, 2 or 3 years ago on a cell phone with an 8-year-old, and he was looking at stuff he shouldn't be looking at, doing things he shouldn't be doing. And I said, do you remember when you were doing that? That feeling that you had in your gut, where your guts didn't feel good, where it felt all churny and it started to hurt? And he goes, yeah. I said, that is your conscious. That is God telling you. That is who you're supposed to be telling you. This is not what you're supposed to be doing. Because y'all been in that spot too. You've been in that spot where your guts are churning, where things don't feel good, where you're always in stress, where your emotions are feeling all out of whack. That's when you're not where you're supposed to be. You're not doing what you should be doing. You're not operating at the truest, highest, and best version of you. So my hope for you is you're always seeking that first feeling. My hope for you is that you're always seeking that feeling where you feel connected, where you have that rush of euphoria, where you get the chills, where you're in those moments where you're completely connected. Christy says it this way. We want to meet people where they are. We don't, you know what? She had a conversation with somebody the other day, and I may have mentioned this on another call, but she had a conversation and that person was like, I don't feel like video is my thing. I just don't feel like, y'all, I'm always on you about doing videos. I'm always on you about marketing yourself through videos. I'm always on you about exposing, expressing, sharing yourself through videos, either a text or a reel or a TikTok or whatever. And this person said, I'm just not comfortable doing that. You know, when I share these videos, I start putting stuff out there in these videos, I start getting weird phone calls. I start getting people that are kind of stalky. I start getting all these people coming out of the woodwork. And some of you that do videos a lot, I know Heather B has had this conversation, and probably Alex has felt this, and a lot of you ladies, I can assure you, Aaron Dwyer doesn't get stalked. So if I put a video out there, that's not something that I have to worry about. That is not even in my frame of reference. I don't look at that in my box of, hey, I need to do a video. I don't have any cons. I'm getting stalked. That's not in there for me. But some of you do. I mean, I get it. It's a weird. I mean, the worst thing that happens to me is y'all get text messages saying I need gift cards. Which, by the way, if you ever want to send me a gift card, I'm down. But that's the weirdest thing that ever happens to me is you guys get those text messages that say I'm in a meeting. I need you to go to Walgreens and give me some gift cards. But some of you there are real challenges because there are weird people in the world that want to see your feet or want to see your ear or want to, send me something in the mail. I mean, there's some crazy degenerates out there right now. And apparently TikTok's making it worse. I've never seen it so bad. But that's a real conversation. That's a real deal. That's a real life thing that some of you have to deal with is being stalked. So I don't ever want you to do something that doesn't feel comfortable, that doesn't feel good, that doesn't feel true to who you are. So just use that as one example. If the video thing didn't work for you, find some other way to do it. Find some other way to reach people. But here's what I know. Every one of you on this call that have gotten in this real estate business, every one of you on this call who have decided this is how I'm going to make my living. Let me remind you, I said the same thing to this guy yesterday. It's the same thing Coach Burt says to you, and I think it's ingenious. You don't need more money. You need more people. So however you need to go out and find more people, go do that. If it's video, if it's buying a monkey, if it's driving your car in reverse down the street, if it's standing on the street corner with a sign saying, hey, I'm a real estate agent and I would love to have your listing. I don't care what it is. If it's wearing a clown suit 3 days a week for birthday parties, I don't care what it is. You just need more people. That's the gist of this. Other people will help you be better. You will help other people be better because most of you on this call right now, I'm going to fill you in a little fact. Most of you on this call right now have a call on your life. There's a call on you to help other people be better versions of themselves. My call and Christy's call is to help our agents be the best versions of themselves. Be leaders, lead people to the light, lead people to find their truest and best self. Guess what, y'all? Anna, Laren, Carrie, Millie, Diane, Vanessa, Brenda, Teal, all of you on this call right now that are watching that I can and can't see. I don't know who else is on here. Every one of you are on this planet, going through this life, doing what you do because your role in other people's lives is to help them be the best versions of themselves. This is the platform you've been given. Real estate is the platform that you've been given. So your job is to drop little seeds of hope, little sparkles of light, little pieces of you in every situation that you're in so that other people leave there feeling blessed, feeling happy, feeling wonderful. Can you imagine if everybody on this planet, instead of always looking inward, instead of always being selfish, instead of always thinking me, what are you taking away from me if I give you that? What are you taking away from me if you get that? What are you robbing me of if you're successful? Instead of looking at the world like that, what if we looked at the world like, hey, I don't have $50, but I'm going to give you 25 because it's going to bless you. I don't have much, but what I've got, I'm going to give to you because I want you to be okay. I'm not the smartest person in the world, but the intelligence that I have, I'm going to give it to you. I don't have the best words in the world, but the words that I have, I'm going to give them to you. What if we went through our lives with our hands open and giving to someone else instead of closed and always holding it in? I'm gonna start talking about this later in the year. I'm gonna start reading because there's a book. Dr. Carol Dweck wrote a book about fixed mindsets and growth mindsets, and there's a whole thing that I can talk about where that's concerned. But I'm telling you right now, it is Friday. It is a day for you to go love on somebody. It is a day for you to go do something great today. And this was the title of this thing today. What if every single day you woke up with a desire to go do something great? And I don't care what it is. I don't care what it is. Hang on one second, y'all. I'm going to group back out to do some. Sorry, I hit the wrong button. I should have muted instead of turning off my video. What if every single day when you woke up, you said, I am not closing my eyes until I do something great today. I am not closing my eyes until I do something great. And I don't care what it is. It doesn't matter what it is. It's just something great. Either you've helped somebody, you've helped yourself, you've accomplished something that you've wanted to accomplish. You've called 5 people that day. You've sent 15 text messages. It doesn't matter. But every single day you opened up your eyes, it's in the garage. Every single day you opened up your eyes, you said, I'm doing something great today, and I'm not going to sleep until I get it done. Small things done consistently over time make enormous impacts. Not doing small things over time makes significant impacts. And I promise you, it's a whole lot easier to do nothing than it is to do something. It is day 13 and 75 hard. For those of you on 75 hard, welcome to day 13. I am so proud of y'all, but I am telling you right now, and I'm admitting, I said this earlier in the call before some of y'all got on here. Yesterday was hard. That second workout was hard yesterday. It was tough. It was hard. I didn't want to do it. I got lazy. I got tired. I'd been running around all day long. I was super tired, but I got it done. Did I wake up this morning with some significant impact? Did I wake up this morning and look at the mirror and go, oh my gosh, you did that second workout yesterday afternoon. Look at you. No. So here's what I'm going to do. It's 6:08. There's a couple of things. One, anything monumental that has ever been done starts with one single decision. Any real estate business that's been recognized as being absolutely incredible started with one decision. Every realtor who's made $1 million in commission started at the beginning. They started with one decision. Every great thing starts with one decision, and it's typically an inconsequential decision. But at some point, like the story goes, if you're going to take the island, you have to burn the boats. If you're going to do it, you got to go all out. You can't learn. Christy uses this analogy all the time. You cannot learn to swim with one hand on the side of the pool. There's great things for y'all to do. It is the 13th of January. There are 352 days left in this year. There are 352 days left in this year for you to make it look, at that 352nd day, make it look incredibly different than it looked on January or on December 31st, 2022. You have 352 days to make it look absolutely incredible. And it could be anything you want it to be. Anything. But here's what I'm going to encourage you, and I'm going to read something because y'all know I've read it before, and I'm going to read it again because I think now's a great time to reread this. Look past the noise. Say it better. Listen through the noise. Look through the distractions. Wait through the chaos. Be still and know. Because I promise you, some of us are still dealing with residual stuff in 2022. Some of us are still dealing with now this new stuff starting to go around. It's going to get busier. You're going to be busy this year. This is going to be a great year in real estate. I promise you. And you're going to be busy. You're going to have family things. You're going to have all this stuff. I want to encourage you to listen through the noise. Look through the distraction. Stand still in the chaos and know you're on the right path. I'm going to read you this. Y'all know I love this book. I'm telling you, this book was one of the most. Michelle's reading it right now. Michelle, she talked about it the other day, that it's wonderful. If you've not read the 5 a.m. Club, guys, let me encourage you, get on Amazon, buy the 5 a.m. Club today and start reading it. Make it a point to read this book this year. Earlier, sooner rather than later. Who else has read the book? Michelle's read it. Anna, have you read it? Carrie, have you read it yet? I'm telling y'all, if I tell y'all to eat at a restaurant, I promise you the food's good. I don't go to restaurants unless the food's great. If I tell you to read a book, you ought to read a book. When I tell you this book has made probably one of the most significant impacts on my behavior, on my life in the last 10 years, this book has done it. This book is what encouraged me, made me get up, put water on my face, and start getting my butt out of bed before everybody else gets up. Okay? Carrie's read it. Carrie wasn't that impressed, obviously. Anna, you need to read it. Michelle, I agree with you. Life-changing. Absolutely life-changing. So I'm going to read a passage from this book because this passage. Oh, Carrie loved it. Oh, good. Good. I'm not speaking outside of my neck. Millie, read the 5 a.m. Club. You ought to read this book. Everybody, I'm telling you, every one of you on this call, read this book. You got to read this book. Whatever you're doing right now, I want you to put it down and focus on the words that I'm about to read. Okay? I've posted this on our agent Facebook page, so I'm going to read these things, but I've posted on the agent Facebook page, which means you can go to find it on our group page, print it, and put it on your wall. Who didn't finish it? Millie, come on, girl. That I'm telling you right now, you gotta get back in that. Once it gets you and grabs you, you can't put it down. That's what happened to me. It grabbed me and it wouldn't let me go. So I'm going to read you this. Okay. It's called the Starters Activation Declaration. I posted it on our group Facebook page, probably October-ish of last year, September-ish of last year. So go back, find this, print this, put it up on your wall somewhere, put it on your desk, put it on your phone, put it somewhere where you can read it, okay? Put it somewhere where you can read it, because the truth of the matter is this. You are always talking to yourself. You're going to have 9, 10 million thoughts run through your head every single day. Some of you, your egos talk as much as you do. And your ego's up here telling you all the crap you ought to be doing, all the ways you don't measure up, all the ways you should be changing this, all the ways it's somebody else's fault, all the blame, all the blah, all that stuff. Your ego does that all day long. And she's right in your ear, just all day long. So I'm going to read this to you because I want to give you this morning, but I want you to truly dial in here, focus on the words I'm about to say to you, and I want you to pay attention to these words. Okay? This is from the 5 a.m. Club. It's a starters activation declaration. And this time I'm going to end this. This day is a blessing that I will honor, savor, and make fullest use of. Tomorrow is an idea. Today is what's real. And so I choose to live it elegantly, patiently, and immaculately. Over the moments coming, I will show up as a leader, not as a victim. As an originator, not a copier. As a visionary instead of a follower. Today I choose to be extraordinary rather than average, and brave instead of timid. A hero in my own distinct way, instead of giving away my potent powers by blame, complaint, and excuse. Insecurity and meekness and the fear of rejection will not pollute my productivity, nor hinder my ability to uplift, respect, and render value to other people. This day, I will make time for reflection and deep thinking. Resist all time wasters, remain in the present moment, and perform labor that reveals mastery while remaining true to my higher ideals. Today, I will keep each promise I make to myself, defend my hopefulness, exercise my best habits, and accomplish the things that make my heart sing. For I have much music in me, and I will no longer disrespect myself by keeping that song within. In the hours ahead, I will be supremely disciplined and incredibly focused, never confusing being busy with getting major feats done. And should I need to rest, I will not measure this as a waste, understanding that first-class performance without honest recovery leads to degradation of my native genius. Today, I will not leave the sight of a great insight without taking some action to implement it. I know that ideation without execution is the sport of fools, and that making amazing dreams real is an enormous act of self-love. This day, I will be more valiant than yesterday, more optimistic than I was last evening, and kinder than I was last night. I understand big people are the ones who make others feel bigger, and that on my deathbed, what will matter most will be the human beings I've inspired, the caring I've delivered, and the generosity I've displayed. And so, in the face of any chattering doubts, I will advance my most sensational products and produce towering works that stand the test of time, because I know that frustration is the child of stagnation, and steady progress is a testimony to my talent. Regardless of old challenges, I will take my next step into the ring. In spite of any self-doubt, I will continue to climb to my most aspirational moments. I'm a doer more than a talker, more of a deliverer than a dabbler, more of a pro than an amateur. I know that monuments are made one stone at a time, and so I start. I stay concentrated, grounded, and centered for many hours at a time without being distracted by nuisances. And in doing so, no matter what the outcome, I've realized a central victory over my darker self and the weakness that once bound me. As I continue to make small advances toward my highest ideals, my tiny triumphs introduce me to the truth and strongness within me. And this recognition electrifies the once damaged relationship with my most glorious self. I love you. I want the absolute best for every one of you. I want you to find this, take those words, make those words part of your day. Make those words part of your life. I love you. Be good, be great, be you. Bye, y'all.